All right, everyone, here we go. It's an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is, straight up energy reading. This is the Pisces full moon eclipse. It ends a 2-year cycle that's of lunar eclipsey things that started back in September of 2024. All right, keep that in mind. I want you to think back to that. We got a lot coming up here. There was a lot you probably learned between September of 24 and now. All right, it's the Virgo Pisces axis on these things. Oh, it's powerful stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people in my life that stopped a lot of things. It really is it's sort of an elimination phase. There was probably a lot of elimination. I've labeled the last couple of years in my notebooks transitional years, meaning a lot of times things get eliminated in those types of things, and they're eliminated for a reason. It's sort of where we're at now. Now we get to figure out, live by the lessons that we learned during that time. So it's very important. But to give you a time frame to go back to, September 2024, that time range in there. Right here at the pre-shuffle with our reading, I've got healing, right? I've got healing. I've got a time of healing that's coming to an end, a time of purging that's coming to an end, a time of creating new voids, open spaces for energy to fill. Hands at the end and dead end and lead to a new beginning. And it would be a bad omen that this is here if not for the fact that God's source, the universe, judgment is right here, right? There's a phoenix rising energy here about new roads that were going down. There's the Fool. That means we get past judgment. Hopefully you've learned your lessons. We're entering a period of the Wheel of Fortune. 180 degrees on everything. New love comes to you a lot easier than it used to, which might cause you to get an 8 swords, which has been coming up in recent ratings, where you guys have been in 8 swords over things happening too fast, Steve, right? Definitely came up, type of a theme came up in the Pisces September reading. Which again, it doesn't matter what your sign is. I'm just pulling on the energy, right? And this energy affects everybody because this is the Pisces full moon. You're all under it, right? Well, you're all in the energy field then. It'll affect you differently, but same basic idea. As far as somebody coming towards you, this moon energy in its eclipse tends to reveal who's on your team and who isn't. We get a little bit of that here. There's a lot of clarity with it, a lot of instant truth that pops in. All right. Whether they act on it or not, I don't know. There's a lot of emotion involved with it as well. It tends to keep people stuck in nostalgia a little bit. We'll see. I don't know. But all of the lessons you've learned since September of 2024 and things that have happened, you get to find out now why those things happened and what those lessons were for. You're supposed to, from here forward, start living those lessons, what those lessons have taught you. Okay? All right, let's see where we go. Let's shuffle the deck. First card out's before the cut. It's why the fuck are we here? So let's see what's attached to you, what or who is attached to you, and see what's going on. Card before the cuts, why the fuck are we here? So why the fuck are we here? Let's find out right now. All right, okay, we're done shuffling. I guess we'll find out. Oh, look. Wasn't I just rewind? Wasn't I just talking about lessons you learned since September 2024, all that stuff? Yeah, right there. Somebody attached to you has learned a lesson too. I mean, we've talked about you. You'll pop up from time to time here, and I'm sure you have your lessons as well. A lot of things will start to make sense. Why did that have to happen? Why did that have to happen? I get it. But for somebody attached to you, they're figuring something out. It's adorable. I want to say it's adorable that they're figuring it out, because for you or I, it's probably, on an emotional level, it's probably no big deal. Really? You had to think about that? Kind of a thing. Okay. All right. But it is kind of adorable that they're figuring it out. Let's see what comes after the cut. I'm just curious here. Yeah, I'm not surprised. 10 swords. They're making big changes in their life, okay? I think somebody on the DM side, this eclipse is revealing a lot of where they went wrong, okay? Things that, not in the sense of choices they made, but things they put 10 swords in that maybe they shouldn't have. Maybe it would have been better to keep that bison alive. Just saying, kind of a thing like that. All right. Again, lessons where it's kind of adorable you learned the lesson, but really you needed a lesson in that? That kind of a thing. All right, let's see where we go. It's shuffle for a reading. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve Levitero, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. I'm not a fucking Time Lord. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. But this energy is very, very strong for the first couple of weeks. But it will linger. You'll hear people tell you it'll linger for 6 months. Yeah, it may. It may, but it's going to get drowned out by a lot of other big energies that are coming up. So I would say about 6 weeks on the top side on this as far as how strongly it'll impact you. If after that you haven't gotten the lessons from it, then you missed something. Rewind yourself back. Take yourself back. Go back, listen to the music you were listening to in September of 2024 or something. Whatever you need to do. Go back and figure it out. What happened between September 2024 and August 2026? All right, let's see where we go. The overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table is the Ace of Swords. That's not surprising. It's Archangel Michael's Sword of Truth. Somebody attached to you is having this rammed clean up their ass. Right up through the top of their head and they're being stuck to the ceiling. This is some strong shit right here. As I say that, I didn't know that was there. Yeah, I felt that. That's strength. Yeah. I don't want to say I can't say the whole reading that they're gonna come towards you with this, but my God, that's passion, right? That's some crazy shit. Okay. All right, let's go. I felt that strength. It's amazing that that's there. All right, let's do a pyramid. Let's do it. I got something in my eye. Hold on. Okay. Right here, how they feel about you. Well, rar. And right here, what they think about you. And right here's the potential final outcome for you. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. I'll clarify whatever I think needs clarifying, which should be most of it. And you bet your sweet asses we're going to extend this one. This is a very important eclipse. It's a tie back. It's an end cycle eclipse. It is a huge fucking deal, okay? You're not just going back 6 months here. You're going back 2 fucking years. September 2024. It's a big deal. Okay. Let's see where we're at. 2 of Pentacles. How they feel about you. I love that these are tiny cards. I love it. They seem tiny, but they're the sum of their parts. The 8 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Wands. Yeah, I believe that. This has happened before. I've talked about this a few times in my time out here on YouTube. It's not always around an eclipse. Sometimes it's just an energy cycle that rolls in where there's a moment where they don't feel you, where you're gone, as if you disappeared, as if you never existed. Okay? There's a space, a hole that's left. This eclipse kind of does that. And I think this eclipse prevents them from distracting themselves from the huge frustration and the fact that they've been holding on to your energy and never really made a decision about it. I think somebody here wants to do something about that. Somebody wants to transform that energy. I like it. I like this. It's not really, we'll find out more when we clarify, but probably around this frustration or why they've been holding on to your energy or why they wanted to distract themselves. But we'll see. What do they think about you? That's not a surprise. 8 Swords and the Knight of Wands. Well, it's an obvious side effect of what I just described up here. I better do something quick, right? I think this person, take it how you want to take it. I'm going to go a little deeper than the obvious side effect of they can't feel you anymore. This person feels like you're trying to avoid them when they think about you. I think they think you're trying to, when they see you, when they look at you, 3D, sit down and think, let me think about Steve's viewer for a minute. I think Steve's viewer is trying to avoid me. It's probably paranoia of some kind. It could be. It's 8 Swords base, so it's bullshit. Or it's truth that's been spun into guerrilla math. 2 plus 2 is 565. That kind of a thing. Okay. Easy there. Whatever it is, that's what they think. I don't think it's true. whatever. We'll find out why they're so fucking paranoid in a little bit. This moon is making the DMs a little paranoid. I won't lie to you. Well, it is a watery moon. You know, it's a water energy-based soulmate cycle, which has been the primary problem because we got a lot of fire on the DM side. You know, that's one of the fundamental issues here. Potential final outcome for you, red with the Eight of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups. The end result for you is something quite pastel. I'm drawn to the pastel, the sweet little energy there, right? The end result for you is somebody offering you something. I didn't want to say in the beginning when I saw this and that they were going to show up, but it looks like it's communication. I could say that. I could. It's up to their free will, but it looks like it's an apology. Somebody wants to apologize for holding on to your energy and what has come from that. Or including you in the items that got eliminated since September 2024. You know, in other words, this might be an older soulmate. You've been in for a long time watching readings for someone, right? And sometime between September 2024 and now, they eliminated you. They stopped holding on to your energy. They might want to apologize for that. Now it's coming back. You know, now they're feeling, oh God, what have I done? It's like when you throw something out, but you don't realize you threw it out until later, and then it was something very important to you. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? Do I start chasing garbage trucks? Do I, can I go to the dump and try and dig for it? You know, that's what probably all this paranoia is coming from. So it could be that too. In fact, that's probably very likely. You know, I mean, I have to dig in these energies to read them from multiple people, but that's, sometimes that's my little Sherlock Holmesing there, where I sort of dig down in, and yeah, maybe it's that. Yeah, could be. Could be they eliminated you as one of the things that we're getting rid of that. We don't want to think about that anymore, and now they've realized they've thrown away something very special, because all this energy is doing is making them feel it. Which is why they think you might be avoiding them, or they think you might already be gone, Which is why they show up very tail between the legs, pastel-y. I don't know who this is. This is an ex. This is an old energy. So that can either mean, I'm going to shuffle for clarify. I'm going to clarify the Eight of Pentacles. That can either mean it's an old connection that goes back many lifetimes, or it could be that it's a connection that you've been watching readings on for a while. Maybe you've even moved on to another connection that you're more interested in. I don't know. It could be an ex, could be a runner. I want to say it could be a friend or family member, but I don't think so. Not in this case. I don't think so. Unless it's a friend you had with benefits, and they assume, and you assumed it was more, and they proved it wrong. I don't know. It could be that. But we'll go with ex or runner here. As the primary. Eight of Pentacles. Tell me about it. It's not surprising. It's a cycle-ending eclipse. It's a huge deal. We've had big eclipses this month to end eclipse season. We've had a South Node eclipse in Leo. We've had a cycle-ending eclipse here now, which, 2-year fucking cycle. I mean, it's massive. All right, 6 cups right there. Somebody cannot distract themselves from this connection in this energy. I was right. All right. It adds a bit of nostalgia to it that I didn't pick up on. Interesting. And there's the Magician. And why is that here? The Knight of Swords. Can I throw I can throw it. I hate to waste it this early, but I will put it out. It's the Queen of Pentacles. It's your energy. You're the one they're thinking about. Right. This is an interesting, actually I'm glad I did throw that, because there you are. This is someone who's realizing they really feel like they could have had you in the past, but it would have been so easy because you were just sitting there, but now you're out running free, and it's going to be harder to pin you down. They got a lot of explaining to do, and they know it. All right. They know it's going to, but they're looking for the magic words to say. They're looking for the one thing to say, the Knight of Swords. He has one message, the Knight of Swords, that can transform everything. All right, they're trying to find it. I think they are. They're digging into their feelings pretty deep. Let's pull on either they released you and shouldn't have, or they held on to you the whole time. Let's pull on the Two of Pentacles. Tell me about it. Very interesting. Lots of transformation here. I got transformation there with the butterfly, transformation there with the magician, transformation there with the giant butterfly. Huge transformation. It implies that this person's emotions have changed a lot since you last interacted with them. Okay? So emotionally, they've evolved. I don't know if they're on, I'm not going to say they're on your level, but emotionally, they've evolved. Right? All right. Let's see what we got. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, they released you. I was right. Oh my God. Ooh, I got a chill there for a second. Damn, I nailed that one. Hey, that was tricky to read. Give me some props. All right. Yeah, they held on to your energy for a long time, which made you really feel them, and then they just released it. So you've been floating alone for a little while. A good number of you have been floating by yourself for a little while with this person, whoever they are. I mean, yeah, you're still connected at the soul. I'm not saying they disconnected a soul connection. They're not the warlock on the fucking hill. But they sort of threw you out with the other garbage they've been throwing out of their life and changing. People have been making a lot of changes in their lives since September 2024. They've been closing out a lot of things. It's really a closing time energy for sure. What's on top? The 4 of Cups. I wasn't thinking, Steve. I threw out your viewer. Okay. Why is that here? The Fool. Again, carelessness. Carelessness. And now they're paying for it. Now that carelessness is coming back. They're starting to feel that. Oh, and again, I get feelings and I translate them into words. To give you something to feel, imagine your most prized possession and you accidentally threw it out. You didn't know that you threw it out until like a year later you started to try to look for it again. You started thinking about it. Oh, I'm going to go get that out of the drawer. And then you're like, oh my God, it's gone, right? How would you feel if it had gotten thrown out and you couldn't get it back? See, it's not that this person can't get you back. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But the feeling is it would have been easier before. Now it's going to be a lot more difficult. Just like your item that was thrown away. Yeah, you might have been able to get it back at the very beginning. You go to the trash depot, maybe they'll let you look through the truck or something. I don't know. But now, a year later, my God, it's under 10 feet of, I don't know. It's been bulldozed and moved. It's in, who knows where it is. So it's a bit of that. I'm curious. I'm going to pull on the 6 of Wands. I wasn't going to, but I am, just because of what I just said. And it makes total sense. Do they feel like they could have victory here? Do they? I don't understand this energy. It's victory after a long battle energy, right? Something's making this person feel extra confident that's got nothing to do with the eclipse. I'm singling out the eclipse energy to try to give you a better reading on it. But there's some other energy around that's making this person feel confident besides the eclipse. All right? Could be Mars in Cancer, I don't know. But the antsiness of that can sometimes... Okay, all right, have a reaction in certain people. It's crossed by the Page of Pentacles. I think, like everyone, we've all, on some level, if you haven't, oh, God help you, please look back, okay? We all should have learned a lot of big lessons between September of 2024 and now. There's a lot that's happened. If you don't know what's happened, find some website that'll give you a fucking review of it so you could take a look through it. All right? One of my favorites is a website called What the Fuck Happened Today? Or something like that. You can actually Google that. It's a thing. They got a terrific blurb at the top. You don't even have to read the whole thing. Just read the top summary. It's very neutral. They reported on everything. They always do. But anyway, it's very interesting. It'll help you out a little bit. But and it goes all the way back. You can clock it back into the, decade or more. Anyway, I think that's what it's called. WhatTheFuckHappenedToday.com or something like that. Page of Pentacles. So they've learned some lessons over the last couple of years. And I think this person is accessing what they've learned. They're accessing some of their new emotional wisdom. I said that they've changed. Yeah, they feel, okay, Ace of Pentacles. And the 2 of Cups. They feel like they can make this happen. Yeah, but I understand why now. They're setting the intention. They're playing. They want to step back, slow down, slow down. Grandma on the freeway at 15 miles an hour. If we want to get a win here and have two soulmates come together, we need a plan. So this person's going to come up with a plan. But they have emotionally grown over the last couple of years. Okay? They really have. All right. Here we go. Let's see here. I want the 8 swords. Give me the paranoia. I don't really need the Knight of Wands. I like that. Good for them. It's adorable, though, again. You know what I'm saying? It's adorable. It's not. It's like when a little kid, a little 10-year-old comes up with a plan. Oh, isn't that adorable? It's adorable, isn't it? Right? I mean, it is that kind of thing. Yeah. But they have grown. They have learned a thing or two over the last couple of years emotionally. They're emotionally different than the last time you interacted with them. Even if it was less than 2 years ago, it doesn't matter. I'm just giving you the time frame of the eclipse, cycle end here. All right. 8 of Swords. Tell me about it. Tell me about the 8 Swords. Why are they so fucking... it's almost an excuse. It's almost a lie to themselves. Oh, yeah. It makes them feel better. The King of Pentacles crossing it. It makes them feel better, right? Makes them feel better to think they've already lost. It's actually a decent strategy. I just don't think they're playing it right. Psychologically, you can go into things thinking, well, they're probably going to say no anyway, right? And you can go in as long as you don't carry that with you when you go in there. In other words, if you're going to do the interview for a job, you can, to alleviate your nerves beforehand, go, well, probably not going to get it anyway. I'm going to be at the beach later. So you start thinking about the beach later after the interview, and then you go in and do the interview. But you can't carry that with you and start giving the interview like you're at the beach later. Yo, dude, man, there's some fucking waves coming around. I mean, you have to give the interview at that point. You're just using that as a tool to alleviate your nerves. It's not the basis of the interview. This person here isn't letting that go. They're just, well, Steve's viewers probably, they're probably long gone. They're going to be hard to catch. I bet they're avoiding me, that kind of a thing. And they're sticking with that. They're doubling down on that. And I think that's bad. I don't think it stops them from coming towards you, obviously. But I don't think it's a good strategy. I think they're playing it wrong. Yeah, the 10 Wands and the Empress. Yeah, it's too hard to think about losing the Empress. It's funny. Well, not so much funny, haha, but it's funny. How in this particular soulmate cycle, and one of the things I've noted in my notebooks about it, and 20 years from now, I'll look back on this soulmate cycle and go, what the fuck was that about? How easy it was for the DMs to run away from the Empress in this energy. How easy it was just to fuck it off, right? And then how hard it is for them to lose the Empress when they come back. They had their shot. They can't stop thinking about that, The runner cycle in this, the distance portion of this particular soulmate cycle is 5, 6, 7 times what it is in the normal soulmate cycle. I mean, it's crazy. In the last one, it was non-existent. It wasn't even there. Even the soulmate cycles from when I was a kid were very different. I guess it was because you had to ask people out then. There really wasn't the internet and there wasn't anywhere to run. I guess. I don't know. All right, here's the 10 of Pentacles crossing the Page of Cups. This person is re-entering your life. I think, you might think I'm crazy for saying this. I probably am. I think this energy makes you whole again when this person, you two make each other, you two complete each other in some way energetically, okay? In some capacity. And what's on top? I'm right. I'm totally right. Look at Justice. And why is that here? The King of Pentacles. Yeah, there's the actual calm. There's the actual justice right there. And there's the peace. There's the Two of Swords. You two complete each other. Your energies complete something. I don't know what. It's an emotional thing. You make each other feel better. I don't know. You make each other feel safe. Maybe I could say it that way. I have to take feelings and translate them into words. I'm doing the best I can for thousands of people. Cut me some fucking slack. But, yeah, I would say you make each other feel safe. And there's something about it that just, it's very peaceful energy here. I got a benevolent king. I've got peace right here with the Two of Swords. It's beautiful. It's just, the Ten of Pentacles is everything. It's better than the Ten of Cups. It's all of it. And underneath that, we didn't know till just now, is the Death card. Again, we're reigniting something very powerful. Very powerful. Oh my God. And there's the Three of Wands. Why is that important? Because that follows that. So whatever plan they come up with probably works. Okay? It probably works. It's probably a good fucking plan. No doubt. So this person here, they think you might be hard to get, hard to find, or you're avoiding them, or something along those lines. I believe they'll use that as an excuse to go back to the drawing board and come up with more ideas. It's a delay tactic more than anything else. Okay? So I don't think you're going anywhere. I don't think you've gone anywhere. I don't think you're trying to avoid them. I think it's just a delay tactic for them to feel good about their plan. Once they feel good about their plan, they show up. You know, it's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful outcome. It is up to their free will. I can't predict that. Let's pull 3 cards and a bottom card. What else the universe want to tell you? All right. Well, 3 cards from the bottom and a bottom card. All right. Well, we'll do it that way. All right, what else you want to tell my people before I go pull some wicked voodoo on this? Wow. It's hard for this person to think about what they lost. Yeah, I believe it. I certainly believe it. For a lot of you, your energy's real nice. You've grown a lot, especially over the last couple of years. I mean, 7 Wands, King of Swords, 3 of Wands, and the Hermit. Crossing, wow, okay. The Hermit crossing the King of Swords. These are red, center, left, right. Under the energy of the, this is just a message for you. I mean, it might have to do with this. It might have to do with a lot of other things, okay? Just under the energy of this eclipse, which I think is strongest for about 6 weeks, okay? But, you know, if you want to go with the 6 months that everybody else is going to tell you, that's fine. At the energy-wise, I would say the next 6 to 8 weeks, okay, is what this message applies to. Be careful about being rigid about your plans. They're subject to change quite a bit, all right? And those changes benefit you greatly, all right? So try not to prejudge them. All right? That's all I'm saying. Just don't be rigid in your plans. That's all. Be prepared for the fact that plans might change. Like that. Okay? That's all. But where you're going is a great place. Let me tell you, that's a beautiful energy. 3 of Wands there. That is your reading. I hope it was helpful. I've done my best. Good luck.